All right, we're back at home, ready to take on the top team in the CCHA. Another opportunity for our guys to come out and compete. It's that time of year when teams are ramping up for playoffs. So we're going to see a team that's hungry to prepare themselves for their next series, which will have league points attached to it. Our group, though, it's still looking inward, trying to find consistency. Try to build off a successful Saturday in Bemidji, and we have to find a way to make these last 10 games, this home stretch, have a playoff feel, because we aren't going to be in a league playoff of our own. So anything we can do to replicate what that might feel like, to get our guys up and going and really give ourselves something to build on leading into the offseason next year.
Did you sense that playoff feeling last weekend in that first game, and then kind of match it a little bit in the second
game?
How that sort of transpired?
I think Friday, in a nutshell, they were just more ready to go, and that, as I've said, begins with me. I think I needed to have them better prepared. I sensed that there were some players, because they had some injuries, that were taking advantage of opportunity. They were very ready to go right from the start. Bemidji was. They simply outskated us and outcompeted us. And we obviously were disappointed in the result, and the performance that we had. We felt like not only our own group, but Bemidji deserved a better opponent at this time of the year as they prepare to make themselves better, to ready themselves for a league playoff. But we responded. That was really the story of the weekend for us, was our response. I feel like as poor of a performance as it was on Friday, I think it was equally positive on Saturday. And now we have another opportunity on a Friday to come out ready to go.
Contributions all throughout the lineup too on Saturday, and then Caden and Nick. Can you speak a little bit about the individual performances you saw in that game?
Yeah, I think there was a group of leaders, Luke Mobley, Vashon, Brand, that really got us going, and I felt like quickly others followed. You saw a great play to get us started with Bischoff making a play to Mobley for the first goal. As we've seen with our group, that once we score, our energy levels go up, we get excited, we get into the game. Now we want to score quicker, we want to get greater opportunities early, and that all comes from being ready to go, being a fast skating team, heavy on a forecheck, quick to the defense, right out of the gates. We can't wait for games to come to us. We got to attack the game.
And you're going to see, like you said, a team this week that's obviously leading this league right now, first place. I mean, they're banged up too, Coach. But what have you seen from St. Thomas? Obviously, they've got some tremendous leaders too at the top.
Yeah, I think St. Thomas, in a year 3 program, the job they've done, led by Rico Blasi, it's so encouraging for us. It's really impressive to see. They did it the right way. They poured the footings, laid the foundation, and when you're building, it doesn't always come out of the ground right away. But I think they were cognizant and aware enough to make sure that they were in for the long haul. They were going to build something that's sustainable for a long time, and they haven't arrived yet at where they want to be. They're still on their journey, but you see growth every year. They've invested in some young guys within their program that are now leading the way after a couple of seasons. They've supplemented well through the portal, and even beyond that, we see how they're doing in recruiting. They're a program that has the attention of college hockey. A lot of people thought it was going to be great. Now it's trending in that direction. Sitting here in Sioux Falls 2 years ago, makes sense, bring college hockey to Sioux Falls. We think it can be pretty cool. For them to be doing it and have the attention of college hockey, hopefully we're there one day, and one day soon.
So what sort of value you take away from these series here towards the end of the season? You got Lake State coming up. I mean, you've got Bemidji you just played. You've got St. Thomas. These are teams that, like you said, are all playing kind of playoff value. playoff hockey right now, is there a lot of value that you take from being able to go against these teams at this time of the season?
Yeah, because that's our future. I mean, these are going to be meaningful games not too far from now with stakes attached to them, high stakes, the opportunity to win a home ice, to give yourself a great chance to compete for a league championship, with hopes of making an NCAA tournament. Those are where the good teams are at this time of the year. That's why this, as the snow starts to melt and the days get longer, it's an exciting time of year. Great to be a player, great to be a fan. But with all that, the emotions rise, the stakes are higher. We have to find a way to feel that, because you have to live it. As we know through some of the things we've been through this year, you have to live, you have to learn. So if we can find a way to get our guys up and to get the mindset like we're already there, that we're already competing, and it shouldn't be too hard. I mean, first year program, getting a chance to compete against the top team in our league as it stands right now, what a great opportunity for our guys to try to make a statement, to try to make an impression. And any team we've played in our league, we've wanted to make a great first impression. We're fortunate to be in the CCHA. They let us in, okay, and we owe it to them to put our best foot forward, to compete, leave it all out there. And it's no different with St. Thomas. They're the next one up. Our guys have got to be excited about the opportunity.
Going back a little bit, you talked about how St. Thomas is kind of coming up where they want to be, and that's what you want to do. I know you're a different program, probably run it different, but how do you kind of follow kind of what they've done and what other teams have done over laying out the next couple of years? Well,
I think you have to pay attention to what they've done. They've dealt with some things before we had to. They've kind of paved the way. And it's great in our sport that coaches are open to communicate, to help. A lot of them are for growing the college game. Rico's been an incredible support for me. We've spoken on several occasions to keep things in perspective. And it is there's a development aspect to beginning, as a young program in this year one that we're in. There's certain pitfalls that happen, unforeseen things, challenges, but that's part of our story. It's how we learn from it. It's how our guys continue to show up and be positive. And there's so many things in our future. We're going to continue to communicate with St. Thomas and their staff. But it's fortunate that they've paved the way. You're seeing them have success, which helps us to believe that we can do something similar. And again, it's not just a 3-year deal. For them, it's a 5-year deal. We just got to continue on our journey, stick with a lot of things that have been working. But again, as I've said all year, we're just going to try to continue to grow, and this weekend's another opportunity.
Being back on home ice, it's a lot different than the last time you guys played here. That week you just got into the arena, everything was, firsts for these guys. You think that changes a little bit, how these guys approach the game? Just, you mentioned that week they were a little amped up, got themselves out of their lane a little bit. Does that help a little bit, having played here a couple times?
Absolutely. It'll be a much more normal week. We have a whole week of practice here. Practice times are consistent. Our guys have lived through it. So the second go round, I'm sure there's still going to be some of the emotions that are attached because it's fresh still. And obviously everyone's excited to win a game here at Midco Arena, and that's something that's also real. But the only way we're going to be successful and get a winning result is by playing good hockey. So we got to keep a narrow focus. We got to live in the moment, and really just comes with, as cliche as it is, it's just a good first set of shifts on Friday.
Opening weekend, brought a lot of hype for fans to come out. They packed it in twice. There's a lot of tickets sold again this week. I mean, I think it's more than just opening weekend hype that has people excited about hockey in Sioux Falls.
Yeah, I mean, there's been people really excited about hockey for a long time here. We've seen it with the Sioux Falls Stampede. You can see it through the youth levels. 800 kids involved with the Sioux Falls Flyers. You have Brandon Valley. Hockey's a thing, okay? And Augustana is providing them another opportunity to celebrate our sport. What a great venue. Regardless of what happens on the ice, it's a great place to come have an unbelievable time on the weekend. And you know, we're fortunate enough to be the ones to take the ice. But this is something, they're going to continue to come. And credit to Augustana, our administration, for helping us get to this point. But it's just our start. There's going to be a lot of great nights, and we look forward to celebrating with all of our fans.
Last one for me, very open-ended question. You mentioned St. Thomas is a good team. Why?
I think that they have a consistent way about them. They now have a few years at the Division I level, building off a very successful Division III program, by the way. And they don't deviate. They've found that consistency of how they compete night in and night out. I think it starts from the goal line out, two outstanding goaltenders, big strong D-core, a diverse group of forwards, but they all compete. And strong through the special teams. It's a complete group in terms of their effort. They've leaned on in-league teams, successful within our league, but they've also played some great non-conference games. And they're a very strong team, and we're ready. We're ready for whatever they throw at us, but it's just going to be exciting because we know that the energy level is going to be up. We got to be at our best. I'll say it again, the top team in the league coming into our building. We should be excited for the challenge.
Coach, I know they're going through their own injury problems right now, playing 2D, the fourth line right now. How are you guys looking on the injury front? Where's Zach at? I know he, hyperextended the elbow, didn't play last weekend. How are you guys looking right now?
We are like any other team in college hockey. We have guys playing injured. We have, we have some guys that are out. Zach, we'll see where he's at. It's still fairly early in the week. Fortunate enough for us, we have some younger goalies who are trending in the right direction. Caden Hargraves played very well on Saturday, gave our team a chance to win. So you have to lean a little bit on your depth. We'll see. We'll have guys excited about the opportunity on Friday.